Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we have another episode of Energy Wars where I've been taking a look at different energy drinks, ranking them on a scale of 1 to 10 for various different categories, and then giving it a score at the end for how useful I think it is for a strength athlete. Today I actually have an interesting product. This is the Monster Juice version, which I've recently run into. So we're gonna give this a try and see what we think. All right, so first we're going to take a look at the ingredients. I will note this energy drink actually does have a decent amount of calories with 190. If you know me from prior episodes, I really do like this concept because if I'm going to be drinking an energy drink before the gym or during a workout, I want some calories to get into my system for, quick energy, carbohydrates, simple sugars. Because otherwise, if I drink an energy drink with no calories, then I'm just going to have to eat candy or something to sustain my long workouts. So with 190, and I will note the other Juice Monster energy drink I looked at have 160. I'm going to give this a solid 10 out of 10, right? Can't get any better. If you go over 200, in my opinion, it's too many. If you go under 150, I think it's just a little too few. So this is a solid 10 out of 10 here. Now, moving on to caffeine, which is kind of the second half of getting ready for the gym. I have to make sure, but I believe it is, yes, just like the traditional Monsters, it's 160 milligrams of caffeine, which is slightly on the lower side for me. I would like to see at least 200 milligrams. But the thing with 160 is I can drink one of these and then have a 200 milligram caffeine capsule, and it gets me perfect right where I want to be before a workout. So I'm going to give this a solid 7 out of 10. Mid-range, about what you would expect. Now, looking at vitamins. So this Juice Monster essentially has all of the vitamin Bs that you would expect. Usually we look for B3, B6, and B12, and these to at least be over 100%. Now, it throws in B2, and all of these are over 240%, as you can see, right? Even this is 490. So you're definitely getting the vitamin Bs that you would want for your energy system support. Now, I do wish that it would have, vitamin A, C, or D in there as well, just to kind of bolster this up. I would give this a solid 8 out of 10. Because it does have these foundational energy system based vitamins, but I would like to see a couple extra just to get that higher score. Now, moving on to taste. Believe it or not, this is the second time I've been through this video, hence why it is open already. I recorded and then ran out of space on my phone, so great. But I will give it a second try. This is one of my favorite tasting Monsters that I've had. It gives me that feeling of when I was a kid and I used to mix Sprite and orange juice. That's exactly what it tastes like. Now this says Aussie lemonade. I could see it has that same citrusy feel as lemonade, but this is a very solid tasting drink. And you can tell that there's some sugar in there. It's kind of dense, right? I'm going to give this a 9 out of 10 because in my opinion, it's not quite as good as the Monster Rehab, but it is certainly up there with the best. Finally, we're going to take a look at claims. So up top, it says vitamins and taurine. I can say that the vitamins are backed up, right? Taurine is about halfway through the nutritional label, which, if you all aren't familiar, nutrition labels right here, okay? The further down the label something is, that means that there's less of that ingredient. So with it being about halfway through, I would say that is probably enough to put it on as a claim. And then the same thing with L-carnitine, which is a amino acid group, and it is closer to the end. It's right next to caffeine, which we know caffeine is 160 milligrams, so kind of by proxy, probably somewhere in like that 160 milligrams of carnitine, which is on the low end, but not something that I'm going to dock them too heavily for. So I'm going to, as far as claims go, I'll give them an 8 out of 10. Once again, right, they back it up. They don't go out of line. We've seen some of these brands like Rain or the Monster Rehab, they push the limits on their claims, and Celsius kind of does that too, but they tend to back it up as well. And then as far as X Factor, I'm really tempted to give an X Factor point for this just because of the full package that it is, but I'm going to refrain from that. I do want to say, it's worth noting, the can on this is awesome, right? Maybe that's the marine biologist in me that gets me excited there. But otherwise, this is just a very good all-around energy drink. And I am definitely going to be adding this into my routine, either before the gym or as an intra-workout. So I think our final verdict, if we add it up, so 10 plus 8 plus 7 is 25, plus 9, 34, plus 8 is 42 times 2, 4 out of 100, which is a very solid and respectable B. I believe that's the highest score that we've gotten in Energy Wars thus far, and deservedly so. I would definitely add in my subjective feelings about this to support our objective score there. So hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, please like and subscribe. It means a lot. We're growing fast over here. If you have any suggestions, please drop them down below in the comments section. And until next time, happy lifting.